George and Amanda have a 3-year-old son together. We're very pleased to have a grandson, and us not being able to see our grandson since that is just very upsetting.
I want my grandson back, and we need to get him away from her because I don't think he's safe.
Well, that was Harold and Cindy talking about their grandson, who they haven't seen in over a year. Now, according to the two of them, their son's ex-wife, Amanda, coerced and coached her 7-year-old daughter into falsely accusing their son, George, of sexual abuse. Now, a jury recently convicted George of 2 counts of aggravated sexual assault and 2 counts of indecent liberties with a child for molesting his stepdaughter. Now, this is interesting because there was no DNA evidence whatsoever. There was no medical finding that would support some of the things that he was accused of doing. So this seems to pretty much have come down to a he said, she said between this 7-year-old child and this man. Now, Amanda's mother, Kathy, says her former son-in-law, George, got exactly what he deserved. Take a look.
What George has done to my granddaughter and my daughter is beyond comprehension. It was so hard for me to wrap my head around that anybody could even think of doing that to a child. Taking away a little girl's innocence was beyond shocking. She'll never have it back. I've lost so much trust in so many people because now I just don't know who to trust. The campaign that George's parents have started is really disgusting. Number one, they're slandering my grandchild, of all people, who is such a little innocent 7-year-old, and then they're slandering my daughter. I'm very happy George got the life sentence because I never, ever want him to do this to another child again.
You believe that your granddaughter has been victimized?
Yes, I do. There is no way I believe Amanda could make up this story. Absolutely none. Mandy doesn't have a vindictive bone in her body. Does she have, let me finish. My granddaughter cannot possibly have made that statement up without knowing some of the stuff, she doesn't know what sex is or anything else. There's a knowledge of it. No, she doesn't.
She does now.
You're saying
In court.
she doesn't have a vindictive? She perjured herself in court.
I don't know what
And then she also said in court, it hasn't been brought up yet, she says, you want George convicted, don't you? Our attorney asked her that, and she said, oh, no. Yes, she did. It's in the transcript.
We know that.
The very next day, then she goes on Facebook and says, thank you, jury, for convicting George.
It wasn't my
So
son.
she lied
The very
again.
next day was
Lies
the first
after
time
lies
I
after
saw
lies
my
after
daughter
lies.
and my husband's police interview tapes. I never knew the full extent of the allegations against him.
Why did you say you did not want him convicted if he's done this to your daughter?
The attorney asked me, you really want George convicted of these crimes, don't you? My answer was no, because I wanted his defense attorney. I wanted somebody to point out something, somewhere to say that this never even happened.
Little 7-year-old girls tell stories all the time. This is a pretty horrendous story. I don't know why she would do something like this to try to get something over on him.
And you've got to keep
The only
remember
person
that
I know of that's lied about him and tried to get him in trouble
her
is
this
you.
morning. Her mother was yelling at her
personally
that
attacking
morning.
you, yes, we are coming after you because we believe you had a hand in putting my son in jail possibly for life. You've screwed up your little girl's life. You've screwed up my grandson's life. You've screwed up our life. Do I believe you're at fault?
My son's
yes,
life
I do.
has been screwed up by his father.
No, it hasn't been.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.